I'm holding in my hands a little box of ambient magic that you need. That's right, it's the MXR Joshua Ambient Echo. Let's check out this little beauty. Let's get right into some sounds. I'm running in mono mode right now, but the Joshua does have a stereo mode. Here's my unaffected tone. All right, let me go ahead and engage the Joshua. Just a basic delay. Let's spice it up a little bit by first looking at the regeneration knob. I've had it in the middle, and so we got some repeats, right? Let's check it out all the way down. You expected that, right? Let's bring it all the way up and see what happens. Here we go. As you can hear, this is not a delay pedal that self-oscillates, like some tape-style delay pedals do. These delays will just repeat forever and ever and ever. Okay, some of you might be thinking, well, I would really like a self-oscillating delay. Well, that's all well and good, but as we're going to see in a few minutes, there are some interesting ways that you can leverage this kind of infinite repeat capability. Let's move on to the mix knob itself. So lower right-hand corner, I've got it in 12 o'clock. So just listen to the mix between wet and dry. Let me bring it all the way up. You don't get 100% wet. You do get a little bit more than unity gain, so you can get the delay signal a little bit louder than the dry signal. And it's actually pretty apparent when we're running in stereo mode. All right, let's talk about the delay time itself. There is a subdivision knob. I've got it set to quarter note. And if I set the delay to the longest time, I've not gotten my stopwatch out, but I believe it's about a 1 second delay. So it's very useful, but you're not going to be doing frippertronics with this delay pedal. It's not really what it's designed for anyhow. But it sounds really nice. All right, let's look at that subdivision knob a little bit more. You've got the usual quarter note, you've got dotted eighth, you've got eighth note, you've got triplets, and then at the very end, you've got eighth plus dotted eighth. So you actually get a second delay line in there. Yeah, it sounds really good. It works really, really well. There's also tap tempo available, and there's two ways to do it. One is you can use an external foot switch, plug it right into the CTR jack, and tap away. The other option is to press the internal bypass switch for 1 second. You'll see the two lights at the top flash, and while they're flashing, tap in your tempo. Let's try it. There we go. Pretty straightforward. All right, I've set up for stereo, and there are two ways that you can accomplish this. One is to get a TRS splitter cable and plug the TRS side into the output of the Joshua. The other two jacks go into the stereo input of your reverb, delay, output, whatever you're doing. The other way to hook up stereo is simply to use the CTR jack as the secondary output. So you can use two regular guitar cables, one in the output and one in CTR. So that's what I've got set up. Again, here's my unaffected tone. Let's go ahead and engage the Joshua in stereo. Hey, wait a minute. If you're listening in stereo on headphones or good speakers, and I hope you are, you will have heard that signal is only coming from the left-hand side. We need to add a signal to the right-hand side, and that's where the Echo 2 comes in. Let me go ahead and engage that, and here we go. Yeah, that sounds really nice. So what is going on here with Echo 2? So it's basically adding in a quarter note subdivision to the second delay line. In this case, you're hearing it out of the right side. Now, if I change the subdivision knob, I've got it set on quarter now. Listen to what we get. I'm basically back to a mono signal right down the center because both the right and the left side are sounding out at quarter note intervals. So in order to get that stereo spread, you need to select a subdivision other than a quarter note. Let's try the eighth note. Yeah, right? It sounds really nice. Really, really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back on dotted eighth, and we'll be working with that for the rest of this video. All right, let's explore some of the other capabilities. We've got a knob in the middle on the top called Mod. You know what that is. It's a modulation knob. Really, really nice. The more you bring up the knob, the more you're going to increase the rate and the depth. Here's all the way up with the current setting. Yeah, kind of out there. There is a secondary function that you can access on the pedal to adjust how the rate and the depth interact together. So if that's like too out there for you, you can definitely make it more subtle to your taste. So you've got a lot of options there. There's another knob that we haven't addressed yet. That's called Voice, upper right-hand corner. And as you increase the voice, it will add in sub-octaves and higher octaves. So 1 octave below, 1 octave above, and 2 octaves above to the delay repeats. It does not affect your dry signal, just the delay repeats. Let's turn it about halfway up. So you can create kind of a nice, subtle, shimmery, organy kind of sound. But if you bring it all the way up, Well, at this point, you might be thinking, Bill, is that it? And the answer is no, that's not it. How would you like to add in reverb to your delay repeats? You can do that. Simply hold down the right-hand button called Trails. We'll address that in a minute. And then adjust the reverb level with a mix knob while you're holding down the button. Let's do that. All right, let's see what the repeats sound like now. Ooh, yeah, we got a little reverb going. I want to increase that level a little bit. So I'll bring it up about 3/4. Let's see what we get there. Oh, yeah. Let's bring up some regeneration. Now, it almost sounds like there's reverb on the whole signal, but there's no reverb on the dry guitar tone. It's only on the delay repeats. Now, if I bring regeneration up a lot more, and I bring that mix up a little bit more, and I play volume swells with the volume pedal that's on the floor, let's see what we get. All right, that sounded great, but when I bypassed the pedal, my whole sound, I lost it all. Well, never fear. There is a trail switch. This allows you to bypass the Joshua and then allow the delay repeats to continue on and on and on for as long as the regeneration level is set. So what I've done is added a little bit of reverb from another pedal on my pedal board, just for some ambience. And then what I'm going to do is create a drone with the Joshua. I've got the regeneration knob all the way up. I'm just going to create a little bit of a drone, and then I'm going to bypass the Joshua and play a little bit of lead over top. Let's try that out. Now, if you're using an external foot switch, you can freeze the delay whenever you wish just by holding down the foot switch and like not letting go of it, right? So just hold it down and it will freeze the delay just like that, regardless of where you have the regeneration knob set. But yeah, that was kind of cool. As you can see, there are a lot of ambient bed pad types of possibilities with this pedal. I've adjusted the settings just a little bit more, and let me go ahead and play for a couple of other minutes just so you can hear how the layers just continue to flow on top of one another as they slowly die out. I've got the regeneration knob set to about 80%. Oh, I love it. It sounds so good. You know, after you get this little box of ambient magic, you're going to want a little box of ambient stereo reverb. I've got a playlist of 3 of my favorites. Click here to check them out.